Friends and invited guests, please stand and welcome the American University Color Guard, the University Marshal Todd Eisenstadt, Faculty Trustee and past Chair of the Faculty Senate, and members of the School of Public Affairs graduating class for spring 2018.
Last time.
Please direct your attention to the University Marshal, Professor Todd Eisenstadt.
Friends, guests, and candidates for degrees, welcome! It is my pleasure to present the faculty of the School of Public Affairs, the candidates for doctoral degrees, the administration of American University, and our honored guests. American University's 135th commencement will now begin.
Please join me in thanking the Macmillan Pipe Band. Candidates for degrees, honored guests, parents, family, trustees, Jack Cassell, our chair, Valentina Fernandez, a student trustee, Sarah Greenwald, our student trustee-elect, and Todd Eisenstadt, our faculty trustee, alumni, friends, on behalf of the American University community, welcome to our 135th commencement. Please join me in singing the national anthem, which will be led by Christine Saichi Miyashiro, a graduating student in the College of Arts and Sciences, and please remain standing for the invocation, which will be offered by the Jewish chaplain and executive director of AU Hillel, Jason Beckendorf.
Almighty God, source of all life, we pause this morning to acknowledge the blessings that have made this special day possible. We're grateful for the opportunity that these graduates have had to study here at American University, for the classes that have challenged them, the internships that have taught them valuable skills, the late-night conversations that have broadened their worldviews. We are grateful for the community that these graduates have found here. God, you teach us that it is not good for human beings to be alone, and indeed, these graduates have not been alone. They have been accompanied on this journey by friends, classmates, devoted faculty and staff, and their experiences have been enriched as a result. We are grateful that these graduates can celebrate today surrounded by loving family and friends. We recognize the sacrifices that so many of these families have made for their graduates, and we honor them for their selflessness. God, we thank you for these blessings and so many more. We know that the journey toward this day has not always been easy. We know, too, that the road ahead may not always be smooth. God, we beseech you, shower your blessings upon these talented graduates. Help them to apply the lessons that they have learned here in health and happiness, with humility and generosity, and always in keeping with their highest ideals. God, go with these graduates and shine your countenance upon them always. Praised are you, God, who has sustained us and kept us and allowed us to reach this auspicious day. And let us say, Amen.
Please be seated. This ceremony, with its colors, regalia, symbols, and traditions, celebrates the achievements of our new graduates. So it is fitting that members of the graduating class will speak. The Dean of the School of Public Affairs, Vicki Wilkins, will now address the Assembly and present the student speakers. Dean Wilkins.
Thank you, President Burwell. Good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the School of Public Affairs, Class of 2018. Yes. Graduates, I know that all of you have long anticipated this day, some with eagerness to complete years of intensive effort, some with apprehension as you face a world beyond our campus. Whatever you are feeling here today, above all else, you should feel an enormous sense of pride. You remember your freshman year, back before Instagram had stories and Apple had a watch, and a lifetime before we knew the hashtags MAGA or Pantsuit Nation. You've come a long way since your first days here on campus, and now you are here. You did it. And as individuals and an institution, we are better because of the time we spent with you. I know that several of you are the first in your family to graduate from college. Take a moment and breathe in how extraordinary this is and what it says about you, your family, and your future. I applaud you. I know it's not easy to be the first. I too was the first in my family, but you are paving the way for your family so that even though you are the first, you will not be the last. In my case, not only did my daughter go on to college and graduate school, but several years after I graduated, my dad followed in my footsteps, graduating from the same university with the same major. I also want to recognize the village and villages that supported our graduates to this point, some of whom I hope are in the room or at least watching online today. No one makes it to college or through college alone. You have been their cheerleaders, their late-night calls, their rocks. We are grateful for all of your support. So for that reason, I'd like all the graduates to give a round of applause to those who helped them on this journey. And given that it's Mother's Day, I know we are all thinking of the individuals that play or played that role in our lives. Happy Mother's Day. We honor you today. And I want to give a special shout out to the person in this audience who gave me the title of Mom. Today, I also want to acknowledge SPA's outstanding faculty. I am honored to work with these exceptional teachers, world-class scholars, and dedicated mentors. I know the great satisfaction and pride they feel in your accomplishments today. You see, commencement ceremonies are the special gift, maybe even like a bonus, that all of us working in higher ed get at the end of each year. While there are many days of achievement in the academy, none can compete with seeing your faces, the pride of your loved ones, and having some little idea that we played a role in the great promise that fills this room today. Many of us will get a little misty. I know I do. I'm actually trying to keep it together and have waterproof mascara. I'm concerned about being the dean with the ugly cry, but the truth is, no faculty member or administrator, no matter how long they serve, ever grows tired of this feeling. I'd also like to thank all of the SPA staff who worked day in and day out to advance the mission of the university and who worked especially hard to make today special. They are the heart and soul of this institution, and they deserve our gratitude and recognition. Now, before I turn the mic over to our esteemed speakers, I just want to share a little something with you that's important to me. It's a saying that motivates me to constructive action when times are tough. I often turn to the 1907 saying of Wesleyan minister William Watkinson. You may have heard his aphorism before, it's far better to light the candle than to curse the darkness. Now, I promise I won't get preachy. I'm clearly not a minister, but I think there's a lot to learn about our reactions to loss, failure, and fear, and how it's better to take positive action than to complain. When faced with a lack of brightness, I, like so many others, often find myself contracting, or to borrow a term I lived while living in the South, hunkering down. And while I'm doing this, I often complain, I'll admit, but that is because cursing the darkness is easier than hiking towards dawn. The world you're entering in 2018 has deep reservoirs of darkness, but it also has candles. Your ability to light a candle, or even your iPhone flashlight app, will be the true challenge and privilege of your lives. Wherever life leads you, there will be some darkness and fear. It's important to take the risks necessary to fail. And when you do fail, there will be a box of matches and a candle lying at your feet. At those moments, do not curse the darkness. Remember to love more, trust more, give more. I know you can do it. You did it before you arrived here at AU, and I've watched you bring light to our campus again and again. Even in our darkest hours, we found light when we all stood together and took action against hate. In the future, when success comes your way and the light illuminates your space, remember that just beyond your candle, there is someone else still standing in the dark. My greatest hope is that during your time at SPA, we have sparked a light in each of you. I can't wait to follow your individual and collective sparks as you go out and illuminate our world. Congratulations, class of 2018, shine bright. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speakers. First up, we have our graduate student speaker, Kristen Stevens. In her time at AU, Kristen served as a graduate student ambassador and later coordinated that program for us. She worked as an assistant in SPA's Women in Politics Institute and also as a graduate research assistant. Kristen was elected to be the academic chair on SPA's Graduate Student Council and also served as a contributor and editor for SPA's Public Purpose Journal. Since 2017, Kristen has served as Government Affairs Officer for the HALO Trust, which is the world's largest humanitarian landmine clearance organization.
It's the first day of class. Syllabus day. The professor has handed out the syllabi, and as we read through this fateful document, a particular assignment catches our eye. Hearts beating a bit faster, we wait for the professor to detail this emotion-evoking exercise. This assignment, the subject of many happy hour diatribes, an assignment with the unique ability to foster both collaboration and conflict. That's right. The homework darling of SPA, the assignment we love to hate, group projects. But given the frequency with which we have vanquished these assignments, let us take a moment to reflect on the valuable lessons we have learned from these experiences. Let us pause to appreciate group projects. But first, faculty and administrators, guests, friends, it is such an honor to stand before such an outstanding community of colleagues to celebrate our graduation. Over the past few years, we have learned the histories of our fields, analyzed countless cases, written research papers, and of course, performed a few group projects. We now emerge as political scientists, creators and administrators of public policy, and leaders in justice and security. But how will these group project experiences contribute to our success as we now dedicate ourselves fully to service in the workplace? First, these projects show us the value of preparation, persuasion, and the importance of compromise. As a group forms and begins to discuss what topic they'll pursue, those who come with clear suggestions and can speak to the interests of those in the group often succeed. But only one topic can be chosen, and sometimes members must select their second or third choice in order to satisfy everyone in the group. As we fully enter the workforce, we must continue to prepare innovative and thoughtfully constructed ideas to tackle the complex problems that await us. And in this increasingly polarized political world, we must adhere to our values while simultaneously striving to understand the perspective of others, compromising when necessary to better society. As groups begin working through the project itself, we learn the value of diversity and leadership. Because when a person steps up to keep the project on track, it can mean the difference between a success and a last-minute scramble. Plus, sometimes you just really need to go out on U Street and know that someone has your back. But the group also needs those who go with the flow, consistently producing excellent work. Taking on the crises proliferating in this world takes all kinds. We need those who can inspire and direct others, and those who will day after day serve their communities, supporting the leadership of others until it's their turn. Toward the end of a group project, we learn that people can surprise you. People rise to occasions, share experiences that provide crucial insight, and even those who struggle with writing emerge as some of the greatest presenters in the class. As we enter the workforce, we must recognize the aptitudes of others, find what motivates them, and engage them knowing that each of us has the power to create meaningful change. Group projects are hard. They're time-consuming. At times, they can be frustrating. It may or may not have been an hour-long late-night conference call for a group project that inspired this speech. But overall, these projects show us that through the collaboration of a diverse group, a whole can be so much more than the sum of its parts. And as we leave AU, we as a community are more than the sum of our parts. We will enter the workforce individually, but by implementing the lessons and adhering to the values we have internalized here at AU, we will become a united force for good. We will prepare innovative ideas, persuade others to act, of course, after gathering stakeholder input. We will compromise when necessary because we serve the public and not our egos. We will lead and support others who lay the framework to better society. And we will recognize not only the strengths in others, but also the strengths in ourselves. And if we can complete that many group projects over the course of a few years, we can do anything. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Kristen. Next up, we have our undergraduate speaker, Mary Margaret Cook. During her time at AU, Mary Margaret served as an SPA ambassador and a university orientation leader. She both participated in the community-based research scholars program and helped to develop the undergraduate certificate in community-based research. She served as a teaching assistant, student mentor, and peer advisor. And as a member of SPA's leadership program, she received a grant for $12,500 to create student mental health programming here at AU. Off campus, she interned at Emily's List, the Office of Congresswoman Robin Kelly, the Kennedy for Illinois campaign, and the National Partnership for Women and Families. Please come up, Mary Margaret.
Thank you, Dean Wilkins, Provost Bass, and President Burwell. If you've ever volunteered for a campaign, chances are you've been asked to talk to voters. In the days leading up to Election Day, campaigns turned to volunteers to canvass and make phone calls to get out the vote. Going door to door and encouraging people to vote on Election Day was my first direct exposure to politics. And as I reflect on my time at SPA, I've come to realize that college and canvassing are actually a lot alike. Don't get what I mean? Let me start from the beginning. Hi there, I'm Mary Margaret, and I'm with the American University School of Public Affairs. You may have heard the graduation is currently, happening. I'm just stopping by to see if you have a plan for how you're going to walk across this stage and receive your diploma. This ceremony is really important to the people who have supported you and helped get you to where you are today. So it's crucial that you're ready when it's your turn to walk across this stage. Can we count on you to receive your diploma today? Much like a canvas, we arrived our first year in a new environment where we may not have known anyone. For a lot of us, DC was a completely new city. This was a place we had dreamed of living, but our only knowledge of what it was like to actually live here came from the likes of Selena Meyer, Jed Bartlett, and Olivia Pope. We had a lot to learn about this town. Although we may not like to admit it, we were nervous to meet our classmates and professors. Our hearts beat a little faster on that first day of class, like they do when you walk up that first driveway to talk with your first voter. After that first house and talking with that first voter, we quickly learned there's a lot we don't know about our candidate, our community, and the people who live here. The same was true as we adjusted to life at AU. But as the weeks passed by, we learned to stand on the right side of the metro escalators. We realized that here, DMV stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia, not the Department of Motor Vehicles. We made friends on campus, got in the groove of classes, and maybe even joined a club or two. After the first few houses, much like the first few semesters, things didn't seem to be quite so scary after all. Dare I say, we may have even thought we knew what we were doing. Things felt natural. But then, disaster. You walk up to a house, you ring the doorbell, you give your spiel. Only this time, the door slams right in your face. How could this be? Everything seemed to be going so smoothly. That is how we felt when we failed a test, got rejected from a job, or maybe even saw our candidate lose an election. We walk away from that house, and all we want to do is quit. But it's what we do in these moments that defines us and determines our character. It would be easy to give up, walk back to your car, and drive away. But you don't, not the class of 2018. You might not go up to that next house right away. You likely will need to vent to the people you're canvassing with first. But you get back out there. You move on to that next house and ring that next doorbell. And even though it's hard, house by house and door by door, things slowly start to seem a little less hopeless. You finish that walk packet, you contact those voters, and you make sure that they have a plan for Election Day. Classmates, we graduate today into a world more certain and more uncertain than ever before. Certain because of the organizing happening across the country. Black Lives Matter, Me Too, and countless other movements are sweeping across communities. Conversations and concrete actions that once seemed impossible are possible. Society is moving forward. Yet at the same time, we can't be certain where the power and energy of all of this organizing will take us. As easy as it is for us to ring the doorbell, it's just as easy for someone to slam the door. But when that door slams, we'll know what to do. We'll recall the skills our professors taught us in the classroom. We'll remember those life lessons our peers taught us across campus. And we'll rely on the resilience that this city has instilled in us. And so, for that reason, no matter what doors lie ahead of us, let me borrow a phrase of President Obama's and say that I'm still fired up. I'm still ready to go. So American University Class of 2018, let's go. Let's walk up this next driveway not fearing failure. Let's work tirelessly to make tomorrow better than today. And as one final ask from this canvasser, remember to vote.
Kristen, Mary Margaret, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am honored to join with the university community, parents, family, and friends in recognizing a very distinguished guest. University Provost Scott Bass will assist in conferring the honorary degree.
In granting honorary degrees, the university recognizes distinguished individuals whose life work represents the values, knowledge, and accomplishments that are embodied in the mission of this institution. Today we honor a respected national political reporter and journalist. Dean Wilkins will join in the presentation of this degree. The University Marshal will escort Robert Costa to the podium to receive the degree Doctor of Laws. Robert Costa, with exceptional objectivity, sound judgment, and a tireless work ethic, you are a leader in modern American journalism. You began your career in media venues ranging from the pages of the Wall Street Journal and National Review to television appearances on CNBC and MSNBC, learning from professionals across the media landscape. Today, many Americans learn about key developments in our nation's governance from your byline in the pages of the Washington Post and your weekly hosting duties at PBS. In 2013, when the United States federal government shut down, your insight and dogged reporting helped the American people see what was happening in the halls of power. Other reporters referred to you as, quote, the most important reporter in our country, unquote, omnipresent and indispensable. You have filled the shoes of media giants and done so fully. When Gwen Ifill passed away in November of 2016, you accepted this daunting responsibility of carrying on the hosting duties of Washington Week. You told viewers in open-air letters soon after that to you the show was a treasured resource for so many viewers who value civil conversation and who care about how our democracy works. You have proven to be a faithful steward of that resource. Your appreciation for the value of education mirrors the commitment to this institution. Your service to your alma mater's Board of Trustees and on the advisory committee of the John W. Gallivan Program in Journalism, Ethics, and Democracy reminds us of our responsibility to tend to these communities of higher learning for the generations of students to come. Your life and career remind our graduates that truth, objectivity, and the bright light of transparency are essential to our role as citizens in a democratic society.
Robert Costa, by the authority of the Congress of the United States, vested in the Board of Trustees of American University, I am proud to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Good morning. My sincere thanks to President Burwell, Dean Wilkins, Chairman Castle, distinguished faculty, guests, and of course the students for inviting me here this morning. It is very, very special to be here, truly special. I've been encountering students for the last hour or two, and I'm seeing you all around Washington all the time, taking the bus to your internships and to class. And there's such a commitment here at American University. But really, it's the students I want to talk to today. And let me express my sincere thanks to the School of Public Affairs, the graduates, their families here today, their friends here today. I am truly honored to be here to celebrate your academic accomplishments and your graduation from American University. A few minutes ago, I just took a selfie with the president, but I think I want to make sure I'm on airplane mode here. I'm a reporter, so you never turn off your phone, but if a member of the Trump cabinet is fired while I'm speaking, will someone please raise their hand? Let me know. Thank you. You never know these days. Truly, you never know. Scott Pruitt, I'm looking at you, but no. On a personal note, I grew up in a family of 4 children. Both my mother and father are practicing lawyers, and to my parents' chagrin, as you might imagine, not one of their 4 children has gone to law school, So my parents, believe me, sharing the excitement that I will receive an honorary degree, just did a Doctor of Laws. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. Finally a lawyer, I guess. SPA graduate for the best. You are true, I've been hearing a lot about you from the dean and the president, and let me tell you, you are truly a unique and special group of graduates. You are about to join a distinguished group of SPA alumni from around the world. What makes you special is that you have made a serious commitment to study public affairs, to participate in challenging internships, and to draw on the scholarship and expertise of the SPA faculty. Your research and your studies took you deep into state and federal politics, the challenging issues of poverty, social media policy, criminal justice, climate change, and the environment. Your commitment to studying and mastering and influencing public affairs does not end with your graduation. This country needs you, talented, intelligent young men and women working to solve our nation's problems, and you are well prepared. Accept the high expectations people have for you today and tomorrow. Now, after all of your hard work, we are here because it is your special day. And the official title for commencement, according to my dictionary app on the phone, you have to look these things up, is the beginning of something. As I thought about my remarks today, I said, what is that something? This is a question facing every one of you, every graduate, as you step out into a complex and changing world. It is a question that each person must answer on numerous personal and professional fronts, often in conflict with each other. And as we think about that something, I am not here to forecast, to lecture, or to make a statement about how wonderful or terrible our world is today. My goal here is brief and simple, to share 3 concepts with you as you consider this new beginning. And I hope you will set a framework for your exploration and consideration as you think about your something. The first point, assume nothing. That's what I have on my desk at the Washington Post. The second is to find your passion, and the third is to never become discouraged. Why do I start with assume nothing? Because I'm a reporter, and I must keep this front and center every day. And if the last 24 months have not confirmed the validity of assuming nothing, then nothing will. Just a few examples. Of course, President Trump's election. I can tell you that we did not expect that at the Washington Post. I was with him on the plane as he's eating Big Macs with me, eating Starburst, watching Fox News, and he said he was going to be the next president of the United States. No one believed it. Assume nothing. You have a 48-year-old House Speaker retiring. You have my hometown Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Not the most important Eagles, of course, but still important to me this year. And you have a possible summit. We're still going to see how that shakes out with North Korea on the horizon. All these events, the experts never forecast, they never said that they were going to happen. How many of today's political, legal, and cultural assumptions will be shattered over the next 24 months? Your guess is as good as mine. More importantly, starting tomorrow, your work will be to create positive change that will make the future better in so many ways. Believe me, you have the brains and the backbone to destroy the negative assumptions that are hurting our country. By assuming nothing, you will be forced to take reasonable risks and make tough decisions when you believe public review of your work. You should be prepared for plenty of feedback. Do not expect the world to quickly embrace your theory or your observations. The First Amendment gives and takes. A personal example from 3 years ago, talking about President Trump, who I've spent a lot of time covering. It was February of 2015, months before he formally announced his candidacy. I wrote a front-page story for the Post on his potential campaign. It was met with laughs and ridicule from many quarters. Never happened, impossible, I must be joking. I received unsolicited feedback many times to make sure that I understood that this was not possible. The Post, they stood by my story to say to figure out where the country's going, to follow it, and the rest is history. And that was a big part of the last few years, but getting one story right is certainly not a career. In a 24-hour news cycle, it is quickly forgotten. Inside of the newsroom, it's always about what's next. But it's very important in the pace of where we live and how we work, to get the story right, to get it right and finished on time. This is the standard for my jobs at the Washington Post, NBC News, and at PBS. The public expects, rightly so, nothing less. The assume nothing rule includes your career. The days of a clearly defined path are long gone. Be ready for change. I was very fortunate, as the provost said, to have Gwen Eiffel as my mentor. She gave me the chance to be on her award-winning show, Washington Week, and I was very nervous when I started, making mistakes. She provided support, insight, and guidance. In every project Gwen undertook, she was the paragon journalist and a wonderful person. Her tragic, untimely death a couple years ago was a true shock. Never did I expect or assume or believe that 5 months later I would be selected to be the moderator for Washington Week on PBS. And I will never fill her shoes, but her commitment to excellence in journalism is my guiding star. Second point, find your passion. There is a big difference between an interest and an activity and a passion. I always had a great interest in baseball, still do. I'm a Phillies fan, and the Nats are wearing on me. I'm getting into the Nats. But by third grade, it was clear baseball was not a realistic career choice. I thought I was good at third base, but no. Politics and journalism provided me an opportunity to learn new things each day and to fully participate in the great process of how our country, America, is governed. From high school debating days, where a lot of my friends went on to AU, and I'm still keeping close touch with them, I knew and I found out that politics and journalism were my passion. I was fortunate to have found my something. Do not fear making a difficult decision and a public commitment. Embrace your passion and fasten your seatbelt. It is a long, long race. I know I'm only 32, but believe me, it's a long race. And you will have your good days and your unexpected disasters. Winston Churchill, who I studied at Cambridge, said it best: success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. And if your something involves having people or institutions make real change, you are probably looking at a lifetime commitment. Not the easiest course to take, however, in the long term, it will be very fulfilling. Always be practical, and keep in mind the words of Mark Twain. He said, "I like progress, it is change I don't like." Still holds true today in so many fields. You are exceptionally well prepared to be change leaders from your studies here at the School of Public Affairs and your career experiences throughout Washington and the world. You have the academic knowledge to make sure that you can make positive change, real change. Focus and commitment right now for you is the key. Your passion to address child hunger or mines or political gerrymandering, that's going to have setbacks, it's going to have challenges. Think short term, but also think long term. Never be afraid to listen to different voices from different generations or different perspectives outside of your comfort zone. It may be similar to what Mark Twain said. People sometimes are just resistant to change, but have the conversation. Third and final point, never become discouraged. Every hero or heroine has faced insurmountable obstacles and found a way to succeed. You may remember, post-Civil War, the 15th Amendment made it illegal for the federal or state government to deny a male United States citizen the right to vote. For many hard-to-understand reasons, the right to vote did not apply to women. But brave women did not give up. They saw injustice and worked to change the law. When I really think about my own inspirations, I think back to my paternal great-grandmother. She served in France during the First World War as a nurse on the front lines. She graduated first in her nursing class. She returned to the United States in 1919 after 3 years of honorable service, and in 1919, she could not vote. In 2020, very short time from now, we will celebrate the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment. The intrepid women who started and sustained the voting rights movement did not live to see its passage. Many of them did not. But they never gave up hope, and they passed the torch to the next generation of women to continue that good fight. My great-grandmother, she proudly voted in 1920. And now today, the responsibility of leadership has truly been placed on your shoulders. You must decide how to use your talents and fulfill your passions and find your personal something. The issues facing this country, which I travel around all the time as a reporter, and you see it up close, are too important and too tough for you to get discouraged. You need to be the leaders. Remember Dr. Martin Luther King, who continues to inspire us all, and his forever timely advice. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? He set the example for us all, and we must continue to face up to his challenge. So enjoy your special day, and as you depart from American University and say goodbye to faculty members and friends, don't be sad that it's over. Smile that it happened. Thank you and congratulations.
We have others among us worthy of recognition. These are the scholars and teachers who guided today's graduates in their journeys of intellectual development and achievement. I ask the faculty of the School of Public Affairs to please rise and receive the appreciation of your students, their families, and friends. Please rise. In addition, we'd like to acknowledge the dedication of service members of the graduating class who will join the armed forces after graduation. They are identified on page 18 of the program. We also acknowledge graduating students who are active duty service members or veterans. These graduating students received red, white, and blue cords to wear over their gown, courtesy of the American University chapter of the Student Veterans of America. There are many here today who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of service to our nation and communities. I invite all current, past, and future members of the armed forces, including active service members and veterans, to stand. Also, I invite those engaged in community and neighborhood service, healthcare, teaching, and Peace Corps, and assistance to all those who are vulnerable to stand and receive the audience's appreciation.
Scott Bass, would you please stand? American University's Provost Scott Bass will transition to his faculty appointment at the School of Public Affairs on June 29th, after leading our academic community for more than a decade. Following a well-earned sabbatical, he will begin preparations for a new university-wide AU center focused on higher education. During his tenure, American University's campus, we've grown dramatically. We've become more selective, and our community has become more diverse. Our scholarship and research has improved. We're now classified as an R2 research institution, and we have an array of new tools to meet the needs of today's students through programs like Provost Bass Reinventing the Student Experience, or RISE project. Please join me in recognizing Provost Bass for his long record of service to this great university. Chairman Cassell, will you please join me? Shaheem Sneed, would you please step forward? The President's Award is presented at commencement to the graduating senior whose accomplishments as an undergraduate are truly exceptional and taken together reflect the spirit and quality of the highest ideals of American University. I am pleased to present this year's award to Shaheem Sneed. Shaheem, your life, your studies, and your work are a testament to the transformative power of education and our shared and sacred responsibility to open the doors of learning to all. You learned about the importance of education while growing up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, from the lessons and support of your mother and grandmother. Your legacy at American University is a proud testament to their belief in you. Right after you set foot on the American University campus, you began translating your values into action, from the halls of the district's Wilson Building to the halls of the school you helped AU adopt. You have been fearless in building bridges between our university and our city. American University has relied on your insight and judgment. You have helped this community welcome leaders and speakers from around the world. You have nurtured this campus's spirit of inclusion from within. As one nomination noted, you are a leader who embodies the generosity to let others be heard, appreciated, and acknowledged. To accomplish all of this is no small feat. You did so while achieving excellence in the classroom, from GPA to fellowships and scholarships, including a Truman Scholarship. The community that you served has recognized the depth of your service as nominations on your behalf poured in from faculty, staff, students, trustees, and even an unprecedented nomination from the entire graduating cohort of the Frederick Douglass Distinguished Scholars Program. One student noted that even though you and she are the same age, she looks up to you as a mentor. We know she speaks for many. On behalf of that community that has given you its overwhelming support for embodying American University values of scholarship, service, and a commitment to an inclusive community, we are proud to present you with the 2018 President's Award.
We have a number of graduating students here today who are the recipients of nationally competitive merit-based scholarships and fellowships. These scholarships include study abroad, funding for graduate education, and participation in high-level work experiences. Students have worked closely with the Office of Merit Awards and faculty throughout the year and have participated in rigorous reviews around the country. A listing of the national scholarships received by our graduating students, including Shaheem, is on pages 14 through 17 in your program. I invite undergraduate and graduate students who have received recognition as national scholarship recipients and finalists through their time at American University to please stand and be recognized. Vice President of Campus Life and Inclusive Excellence, Fanta Av, will introduce the recipients of the University Student Award for Outstanding Service and the Student Achievement Awards.
Good morning, everyone. The Awards for Outstanding Service to the University Community is a highly competitive award that recognizes a nominee's unique contributions and sustained service that will leave a lasting impact on the university community, whether through student government, public service, organizational leadership, or a combination of several categories. One School of Public Affairs undergraduate was honored at Friday's President's Program and reception as the recipient of the University Student Award for Outstanding Service to the University Community. Devonte Toriente, please stand. Devonte, as student government president, you showed tremendous maturity in working with your peers and AU leadership to defend equity and implement institutional reforms. You were a pivotal voice in the creation of the new AU Experience program and thought as an AUX peer leader. For your work to move AU forward, we award you the Outstanding Service to the University Community Award. The Student Achievement Awards recognize graduating students who have made exceptional contributions to the university community through student government, public service, organizational leadership, or a combination of these categories. The awards are listed on page 13 of your program. 3 School of Public Affairs undergraduate students were recognized at a reception held May 11th, honoring the University Student Achievement Award winners. Please hold your applause until all of the Student Achievement Award winners have been announced. Taylor Dumpson, would you please stand? We have to hold the applause. Taylor, your commitment to service and social justice can be seen in your leadership role with the Intercultural Greek Collective, Student Advocates for Native Communities, Alternative Breaks, and Explore DC. As student government president, you worked toward a more inclusive AU, and you led the creation of the Hub for Organizing Multiculturalism and Equity, known as HOME. For advancing racial and cultural understanding at AU, we award you the Harold Johnson Award. Yes. Sagar Gupta, please stand. As coordinator of the Eagle Endowment Fund, you funded 15 student public service projects and raised $10,000 for the endowment by winning the 2017 Generous U competition. You also served as program specialist for AU Communities-Based Research Scholars and as diversity and inclusion chair for Sigma Pi Epsilon. For your service and leadership, we award you the Bruce Hughes Award. Mary Margaret Cook, please stand. Mary Margaret, in your role as Executive Director of Mental Health Advocacy for Student Government, you build campus awareness and strengthen ties with the Counseling Center. You also helped plan a mental health forum and worked with KPU to bring the Post-Secret Project and its founder, Frank Warren, to AU. For your leader in support of students' wellness, we award you the Bruce Hughes Award. Will the audience please join me in showing appreciation for Taylor Thompson, Sagar Gupta, Margaret Koch, and Devonte Toriente.
Congratulations to you all. Class of 2018, you came to this American university community from across the nation and around the globe. Right here, for many of you in this very arena, you joined the AU family. You have grown and changed during your time here, and this university has grown and changed alongside you. We went from announcing snow closures with the hashtag #CancelItKerwin to the hashtag Burwell. First-year students are already calling the AU shuttle Wonk Bus, and our Wonk Cat is a bit older and wiser. You brought individual talent, the lessons you learned from your own family and your own home, and your dreams. And if those dreams changed over these past years, I only hope that we have lifted them higher. There's a term I learned when I was working for the Gates Foundation. It's a Zulu term, Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. Each of us is who we are because of the community around us. That is not to take away from your individual aspirations or your achievements. The insights you gained the lessons you learned, the late nights of hard work, and those moments when you pushed yourself to excellence beyond your limits. You should be proud of every one of them. However, Ubuntu raises up individuals and their contributions by connecting them to a community. You are a part of a community of doers and dreamers, of activists and artists, of scholars and servant leaders. Here at American University, you learned from influential and insightful faculty at the leading edge of their field. You were surrounded by dedicated and caring staff who came to work every day wanting to help you succeed, and you have a president who was rooting for you. Together, your AU community marked amazing accomplishments. Faculty working with Nobel Prize-winning research teams, innovative partnerships with business and non-for-profits, as well as government, fascinating internships, tens of thousands of hours of service to Washington, D.C., and the historic accomplishment of becoming the first university in the United States to achieve carbon neutrality. Today, when you receive your diploma, you do not leave this community, you simply join a new part of it, an alumni network of more than 128,000 people, a network of leaders, change makers, and scholars, a community that returns to this university often to extend a helping hand to students, to lend their ideas, their talent, and their resources to make this AU community even stronger. Class of 2018, you have given so much to your AU community. You've made us stronger. You have changed us for the better. So my charge to you is simple. Go forth, improve the world, and thrive. Your AU community will be a part of you and behind you all the way. Finally, I charge you to heed the call of the University Provost Scott Bass as he begins to confer degrees.
Here we go. Here we go. This part of the ceremony is a source of enormous pride and satisfaction to the university faculty. Since it was first awarded in Europe during the Middle Ages, the doctoral degree has been recognized throughout the world as the highest measure of scholarly studies. The hood with which the degree recipient is invested is an ancient and universally respected symbol. It's awarded after years of rigorous graduate study during which each doctoral candidate demonstrates superior intellectual ability and a commitment to the discovery of knowledge that makes an original contribution to his or her scholarly field. Today, we are pleased to recognize 4 scholars from the School of Public Affairs from 3 disciplines. Doctoral candidates are escorted to the platform by their faculty advisors to symbolize the admittance into the community of scholars. Will the candidates for the following doctoral degrees please rise and remain standing as your field of scholarship is announced? Justice, Law, and Criminology, Political Science, and Public Administration. President Burwell, I am honored to present these candidates for conferral of their degrees.
By authority of the Congress of the United States, vested in the Board of Trustees of American University, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with its accompanying rights and responsibilities. I'm proud to welcome you as a scholar among scholars and as alumni of American University. Congratulations. Dean Wilkins, would you please introduce the doctoral recipients?
Will the doctoral degree recipients from the School of Public Affairs please move to the platform with your dissertation advisors? Senior Associate Dean Allison Jacknowitz will introduce the candidates.
Jennifer Lee Tilley, Doctor of Philosophy in Justice Law and Criminology, hooded by Dr. Joe Young. Samantha Guthrie, Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Lawless. William L. Harder, Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science, hooded by Dr. Patricia Sykes. James Edward Wright II, Doctor of Philosophy in Political Administration, hooded by Dr. Nathan Favreau.
As we begin the conferral of the master's and bachelor's degrees, we ask parents and guests to remain in their seats as students come to the stage for recognition. There will be a photographer on stage to record the event for every graduate. Candidates for degrees, please rise and remain standing as your degrees are announced. Candidates for master's degrees, please rise. Candidates for bachelor's degrees, please rise. President Burwell, on behalf of the Dean of the School of Public Affairs and the faculty members who've taught and guided these women and men, I'm honored to present these candidates for master's degrees and bachelor's degrees.
By authority of the Congress of the United States, vested in the Board of Trustees of American University, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended and certified, with its accompanying rights and responsibilities. Dean Wilkins, will you now present our new graduates for individual recognition?
Will the degree recipients from the School of Public Affairs please make your way to the platform as guided by your ushers in each row? Thank you. Will the graduates of the Department of Government please step forward? The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Mena Kato. Kevin Hoff. Carlton Ambrose Clark Rolfling. Fitria Amin. Jacob Hochberg. The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Political Communication. Laura Nichols.
Courtney Purnell. Taylor Prochnow. Mary Imgrind. Adrian Fortzheimer. Lucia Cohen. Michael Holloman. Aaron Fields. Emma Salter. Anthony McAuliffe. Paige Hanley. Carly Meyerson. Kyle Edward Shivers. The following students are candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Aaron Michael Vorosky. Thomas Roger Hebert. Lucy Weilbacher. Diane Elizabeth Harrison Rosnowski. Thomas Fisher. Adrian Daniel Spencer Smith. Paul Madison Ermacher. Karina May Kaminsky. Matthew McNitt. Ethan Smith. Nicholas Crom Mendelson. Noah Gregory Palmieri. Dylan Stuntz. Kira Klein Newton. Elise Eshelman. Benjamin Jacob Rosenblatt. Nicole O'Gray. Sophia Ray Brickta. Kirsten Rowan. Faith Rakowski. Dante Bucci. Samantha Breeze. Morgan Rose Starr. Kathleen Hogan. Shaheem Sneed. Emily B. Silence. Carlos Ochoa. Sakur Ram Gupta. Alex Yulsa. George Alexandra Gavaras. Megan Tucker Thacker. Got that one wrong. Dara Nayar. Michaela Alexis Renchak. Matthew Freed. Thomas J. Summer. Ian Evans. Ian Evans. Joshua Guttmaker. Shannon McDermott. Amanda Riddle. Emily McCarthy. Emma Engelman. Hannah Alsher Walsh. Eleanor Lefevre. Hindu Alzarji. Lydia Hoffman. Zoe Muir Morgan. Ryan Molinari. Isaac Klipstein. Victoria La Haviland. Benjamin Friedrichs. Owen Reese James. Leland Shong Combs. David Lowell Brem. Mary Margaret Koch. William Craig Jefferson Leonard. Chase Cabot. All here. Terry Altair. Burke J. Ermantrout. Jacqueline Faye Palella. Demi DeBonis. Morgan Basford. Nathaniel Glass. Lucas Jackson. Austin Adams. William Gagner. Francis Pierre Falzone. Jeremy Boschwitz. Zachary David Hilton. Adrian Bilgay. Hannah Grace Armpriester. Danielle Dorio. Brandon Prasad. Sarah Phillips. John Kim. Erica Madeline Saylor. Carolyn Tushita. Marin Alyssa Overbeck. Dana Sutton. Stephanie Hernandez. Isabel Kathleen Margola. Jacob Kern. Laura Anastasi. Sydney Ann Salazar. Shauna Marie Morrison. Amanda Farren. Jocelyn Maria Mendez. Brian Patrick Thomas. Eric Bissett. Maura Fennelly. Rebecca Jacobs. Thomas James Hinkle. Owen Urich. Jennifer Fortunati. Chika Ekumase. Sorry. Abir Fatima Munchi. Nicholas Lepore. Christine Maniasho. Manassas Orozco. Tyler McKenna. Jeffrey Ann Doran. Tyler John Lowenstein. Jamal. Janelle Sharma. William McCabe Serwinski. Morgan Ziegers. Jacob Nime. Robert Bennett. Lucas Bateman. John Cassander. Catherine Kahn. Connor Joseph Carpenter. Michael Savea. Casey Nicole Miller. Ariel Nankin Jonah. Bethany Morgan Silva. Anastasia Christina Moss. Nora Frame. Selena Shaquille Spielman. Carrie Mahalides. Hirsch Deshmukh. Gianna Supernari. Camila Isabel Ramirez Tejada. Emily Hom. Amy Michelle Chinley. Natalie Hedden. Samuel Shumate. Austin Edens. Dominique Mortarati. Joanna E. Butler. Conchita Garcia. Aaron Torup. Gregory Loyal Pratt. Bridget Rose Ankachis. Donald Frank Zyrick III. Jacob Henry Lumenstock. Terrence Tu. Susanna Perry Steele. Daniel Bromley. Kyle Jeffrey Von Ende. Lauren Sean Beasley. Audrey Battellini. Leonora Gashi. Raquel Luca Noba. Alexandra Torres. Meredith Cyberlick. Jamaica Gale. Audrey Gu. Lauren Michelle Testa. Amina Moza Al-Jaber. Elizabeth Mallory Stone. Aaron Donahue. Jesus Manuel Paredes. Cody May. Alexander Salakis. Carla Levy. Scarlett Personifi Keene. Andrew McLaughlin. Robert Rosamalia. Kristen Ann Chavez. Cassandra Sofia Pena. Anna Rosalie Ferrara. Sydney Brooke Vaught. Sydney Brooke Vaught. Faraz Ahud Ratman. Shakboz Abu Nola. Max Rose. Ava Frisell. Sabrina Rocio Hernandez. Tristan Mercedes. Chloe Kusky. Catherine Jane Gorman. Lauren Andrea McKenzie. Monique Tingling. Courtney Leanne Baez. Ushuman Kothra. Kayla O'Regan. Amal Gotney. Zach Herman. Daniela Decker. Julia Therese Marie Friedland. Marie Therese Friedland. Kathia Mahia Shabes. Kia Morrison. Peter Vincent Hutchinson. Catherine Jackson. Amber Faith. Gabrielle Roca Fernandez. Naya Bora. Audrey McLaughlin Millite. Rebecca Flattery. Anna Alenkar. Christopher Thorne. Matthew Rosenthal. Congratulations.
Will the graduates of the Department of Justice, Law, and Criminology please step forward? Carly Dale Sass. Parker Gabriel Luis Altuna. Christopher Glenn Mitrevsky. Meredith Nicole Pontius. Emily M. Bascom. Karishma Rahendra Mehta. Kelly J. Mason. Shelby Lynn Allender. Catherine L. Hefner. Cameron J. Vasta. Quinn E. Wicker. Samuel Brooke Mooney. Madeline Rose Widgway. Lauren Michelle Judd. Jordan Carlson Daniels. Maya Hunter Norman. Lily Claire Hustava. Morgan Marielle Lowe. Amelia Suzanne Hill. Max A. Diaz. Clinton Onitere Okoro. Allison R. Hebert. Allison B. Haggerty. Erica R. Emanuel. Erica M. Del Priore. Brianna Marie Sorensone. Sharkina Diane Parker. Brianna Michelle Richardson Jones. Stephanie Lash. Mohammed Ayed Al-Khatani. Michael Cipriano. Isaac S. Schorzer. Marita Jacqueline Lapalme. The following students are candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Madison Loren Soltis. Rachel A. Forgardi. Abigail R. Mitchell. Antoinette N. Daddario. Nicholas I. Holt. Lucas A. Santiago. Elizabeth Pettit. Madison Lee Berry. Paige Mary Lisicki. Emily Joy Freeband. Elmer Alfredo Flores. Rachel D. Russell. Morgan Gilbo. Caroline Marie Cook. Kevin K. Lowe. Mercedes A. Young. Desmond L. Calhoun. Julian Scott Wilson. Thomas J. Sirocco. Abbas S. Ispahani. David J. Huang. Victoria Pompey. Anna Luis Colada. Rachel Yangwo Bracken. Carly Frances Sorota. Glorimar Barrios. Claire Marie Starks. Logan Alexa Peterson. Bethlehem A. Gibre. Celia King. Diana H. Clayton. Pooja Mathur. Samantha Stribling Bass. Morgan R. Barron. Michael Byler. Duvante Wilfredo Torriente. Ryan D. Treisman. Willow L. Carfiol. Akosia Jesewa Opong Wiridu. Megan Lemle. Anna Mihra Bayan. Nathan C. Hartman. Taylor Alexis Dumpson. Noah Glenn Wills. Emily Ann Pound. Gabrielle Enislerico. Cassandra M. Neville. Claire Louisa Doyle. Graham W. Birch. Tara Grace DeBeck. Jamie M. Clark. Christopher Douglas Yankson. Edward Schneidlin. Jendele S. Veloz. Janae Littlejohn. Marissa Margaret Howell. Sasha Carmen Monique McKenzie. Genesis Ann Marte. Kira Lee Paul Fowler. Lexus A. Ivers. Congratulations.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Public Administration. Alexander Skarloff Van Hook. Danicol Sakai Ramos. Diane Lee. Megan S. Katz. Eric Camrath. Nick Nyack. Taylor M. Howell. Sean Michael Stern. Rayshawn White. Nashmin Baruzi. Meheret Wolde Johannes. Destiny Jameson. Elizabeth Tiffany Maria Penn.
Thank you.
Portia T. Polk. Taylor Brooke Stubblefield. Shane Wells. Rebecca Dana Aburakia Einhorn. Mark Strom. Rebecca Ann DeSantis. David T. Sheely. Kristen Jean Trong. Naposan Wirar Shagun. Olainka Judith Creighton Randall. Alexander Stephen Gamsick. Randy Sasmito Ari. Katrina Ballard. Juliano Ramos Nogueira. Kristen Stevens. Sarah Lena Dice. Felice Ortiz. Abigail McNeil. Brianne Butterworth. Danielle Christine Mitchell. William J. Perkins. Jose S. Wass. Chanice B. Hamilton. Danielle M. Carey. Congratulations, graduates.
Will the graduates of the Department of Public Administration please step forward? The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Public Policy. Soliana S. Gabramichael. Ashley Kiana Sharp. Jordan W.T. Barth. Eufonda Colfi Hortono. Trevor P. Hayes. Timothy Andrew Hazel. Naveed Ahmed Chowdhury. Ahmed Sadiq. Lisa Flores. Jessica Kobian. Jared Daniel Michaud. Marissa Bain Malta. Victoria Bunk. Amanda Marie Riddle. Luis Enrique Noah Bustamante. Harold Albert Scott III. Zakia Epps. Nicole Ewell Nash. Jacqueline Renee Mabry. Shakira N. Green. Elias Johannes Asamu. Frankie Dady Cristiano Sitamorang. Rianne Kalana Ednur. Maria L. Ledane. Congratulations.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Public Administration and Policy. Sofia Regina Machado Limas. Elizabeth Marie Byington. Michaela Ogazawa Ray. Catherine Egan Schenk. John Mark Majouge. Justin Keith Taylor. Samantha Vizeski Kramer. Gabriela Evangelista. William Adam Horowitz. Fatmata Binta Mansoureh. Sarah Virginia Schroeder. Nicholas Domiano. Alicia Ray. Falake Francine Reed. Shamika Nicole Williams.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Public Administration in the Key Executive Leadership Program. They are the finest of the public service. Gavin Andrew Good. Jason G. Cameron. Janice T. Johnson. Robert A. Manson. Muhammad Al-Bawali. Santori Scott. Sarah E. Scarf. James Kenneth McLary. Jeremy I. Ellis. Stephen Link. Patricia Ann Picado. Sean Michael Malone. Renita LaShawn Hamlet. George Tracy Burnett.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Organization Development. Anita Cook Wells. Reem I. Sahad. Diana Marie Wilson Goldberg. Stephen Osland. Karen Bassey. Latricia Mona Thomas. Anne Marguerite Chironi. Alana K. Williams. Mary S. Manaval Huntington. Cynthia Diane Pineda. Susanna Wyatt Sack. Kathleen Helen Shelton. Chalani Still. Alex Leslie Bethel. Ari Hershey. Nadia Lauren Bello. Eric A. Bell. Emily Pettit.
I congratulate you and am proud to welcome you as alumni of American University. Will our newest graduates please rise? We're not done. We're not done. As a symbol of your new status, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Join me in congratulating the School of Public Affairs graduating class of Spring 2018. As we conclude this 135th ceremony, I want to thank all of you parents, family members, friends, and members of the university community for participating in this important occasion. The graduates, their families, and guests are invited to the School of Public Affairs reception in the Mary Graydon Center, first floor. Will the audience please remain at their seats until the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates have recessed from the auditorium. This ceremony has now concluded. Congratulations.